Good evening. You're watching the News at 6 with me, Ishan Russell. The News at 6 is all about the day's biggest developing stories. And the big development that happened today, well, Rahul Gandhi is back. And what does this mean for the Congress party and politics as a whole? We'll be focusing on that over the next half hour, along with the other top stories from India and around the world. But first, the headlines we're tracking right now. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi returns from the 57-day sabbatical. Party debates questions over leadership and electoral winning strategy. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for harnessing clean energy to combat climate change, pitches Skill India mission in his address to Indian diaspora in Toronto. BJP runs into trouble over the land bill. Sister organisation Swadeshi Jagran Manch plans huge protest at Jantar Mantar on the 5th of May. Iran is upset as President Barack Obama of the United States strikes a compromise with the US Congress, allowing review of nuclear agreement with Iran. And Saina Nehwal regains #1 position in international ranking after China's Li Shurei drops to 3rd place. Our top story this evening, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi today returned home after his 57-day sabbatical. He arrived in the capital by a morning flight from Bangkok and was welcomed home by his mother Sonia Gandhi and sister Priyanka. His return comes just days ahead of the mega farmers' rally being planned by the party on the contentious land bill.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi returned home on Thursday, much to the cheer of the party workers. This ended a 57-day sabbatical that saw months of speculations in the media and political circle of his whereabouts all these days.
राहुल गांधी के आने के उसमें हमने बम पटाखे जले, खुशी मनाई है। पूरे देश में कार्यकर्ता खुश हैं। राहुल गांधी आए हैं, कांग्रेस में एक नई ऊर्जा लेके आएंगे और 19 तारीख की रैली में मजबूती से स्टेज पाएंगे, इस सरकार का विरोध करेंगे।
Rahul was welcomed by his mother and Congress President Sonia Gandhi along with his sister Priyanka, who rushed to his residence hours before his return. Evading the media, Rahul drove straight into his Tughlaq Lane bungalow. He is expected to make his first public appearance post his sabbatical at the mega farmers rally on Sunday. The rally is being organized to oppose the contentious land bill and protest against the repromulgation of the land ordinance.
We had informed the people that he has gone for a sabbatical, he has gone to introspect. So is this the problem of others? He is back and I have no doubt that he will be not only taking proactive measures but also with dynamism and with commitment provide leadership.
The opposition, however, did not refrain from taking a dig at Rahul Gandhi and his unexplained leave.
I can only tell the people that in this 57-day, Prime Minister Modi and his entire team and every leader and worker of the BJP was working tirelessly to serve the people of India. We did not take even one day holiday. These 56 days we have put to good use to serve the people. The rest is for the people to decide whether they want holiday makers or they want workers.
जब राहुल गांधी दिल्ली में थे तो कोई देश का फायदा नहीं था, जैसा देश था वैसा ही रहा और अब वापस आए हैं 50 साल के बाद तो भी देश आगे नहीं जाएगा क्योंकि देश का भवितव्य आप गांधी परिवार से नहीं जुड़ा है, वो मोदी सरकार से जुड़ा है।
The Congress Vice President went on leave just a day before the budget session began on 23rd of February. Congress claimed that he had requested Sonia Gandhi for some time to reflect on the series of defeats faced by the party and also to decide on its future course. The party is set for a rejig where Rahul could be elevated to the post of party president. However, a section of the party has openly backed Sonia Gandhi to stay in control of Congress in coming days. Vishal Dahiya's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And our correspondent Vishal Dahiya has been tracking all these developments happening at the Congress and he joins us live with more updates. Vishal, what's the mood in the Congress camp? Are they bored? Are they worried as to what Rahul Gandhi will do next and what are his plans? And can we expect a statement or what are the Congress people saying about this entire leave of absence?
Well, as far as mood is concerned, Ishan, it's all kind of mixed feelings as far as the Congress leaders and workers are concerned. Now, their feelings are dependent upon really the fact whether or not they will fall within the plans of the Congress Vice President, because now is the time when the actual action will begin in the main opposition party. Since last almost 2 months, as Rahul was not in the town, he was on a sabbatical. Everybody, or rather most of the things in the Congress party were on a pause mode. So there were some decisions which were taken. Yes, there were some PCC presidents which were appointed, and then there were some calls which were taken about the land acquisition bill and how to oppose it. But those were the decisions which were taken by the Congress president. Everybody was waiting for the Rahul Gandhi to come back and to clearly state as to what he has in mind, what are the plans which he has for the party, what is it that he actually plans to do, and whether or not he will finally take on the mantle of being the president of the party. Now, these are all questions which are yet to be answered, but if any one of us believes that these questions will be answered very shortly, then this will not happen. This
all right, so you're saying that it's not going to happen anytime soon. The Congress is not going to clarify anytime soon as to the entire fracas that has erupted over Rahul Gandhi's leave. But Vishal, any major meetings of the Congress coming up? And as far as the senior leaders go, there has been some murmurs of rebellion. I mean, Amrinder Singh was one. Sheila Dikshit had a statement that said only Sonia Gandhi can lead the party. So how are things shaping up in the coming days, especially now that Parliament is also expected to set to begin next week?
Well, yes, yeah, this is quite significant, and this has happened after a long time, after decades that some senior leaders in the party have come out and spoken against a member of the Gandhi family. That is what has happened. That is what the statements coming in from few of the senior leaders indicate, that they do not want Rahul Gandhi to be at the helm of affairs, rather would be willing to go ahead and continue with Sonia Gandhi. As far as the plan ahead and the schedule ahead is concerned for the party vice president, sources say that tomorrow he will have some meetings with some senior leaders of the party who are closely associated with the farmers rally which the party is going to conduct on 19th of April, just one day before the second half of the budget session begins. Also, we are being told that there might be a meeting between Rahul Gandhi and a delegation of the farmers, wherein he might just try to grab a sense as to what exactly is happening and what might he ends up saying in the rally. Now, the address which is going to make in that farmers rally in Ramlila Maidan on 19th, that is going to be really significant, because everybody in the Congress, and especially those who are watching these developments closely in the media as well, are waiting to hear as to what exactly Rahul Gandhi will say after a 56-day long introspection.
Right.
That's quite a long introspection for any leader of the party, and especially for a party which has lost elections after elections in the past 10 to 11 months.
All right, Vishal, we'll leave it over there, but thanks very much for that update. Vishal, they are of course keeping a track of the situation as far as the Congress is concerned. But to get a larger perspective of how this plays out in politics in India, we're joined by Smita Gupta, Associate Editor of The Hindu. Smita, you were hearing Vishal over there. We've talked a little bit about the Congress party, but really, I mean, this is more about the internal struggles of the Congress party rather than how the party would be able to rally itself and take on the government.
Absolutely. I think, the initial plan had been to make Rahul Gandhi president a year ago, after the general elections. But because the party did so poorly, they put it off. Then the next date was, there was talk in the party that in the this break between the two halves of the budget session in the first half of April, he might be elevated. Then there was talk that it would be after the session. But now, as your correspondent put it very clearly, it's not happening anytime soon. The schedule for the organizational elections, which have been put out officially, say that the president of the party will be elected in September. So that is the first possible date when Rahul Gandhi may be elevated to the presidency.
But can he be elevated?
Now to come to that second point, as you pointed out, people like Amrinder Singh, Sheila Dikshit and many others privately, they are all saying that Rahul Gandhi doesn't have it in him to be president. And in this period that he's been away, Mrs. Gandhi has once again stepped in to fill the breach. We saw how she, when Manmohan Singh was charged on the coal issue, how she led a march from the party headquarters to Manmohan Singh's house, how then she subsequently led a march of 14 political parties from Parliament House to Rashtrapati Bhavan. In Parliament, she took part in the debate on the amendment to the Andhra Pradesh reorganization bill. That speech of hers got her front page coverage in all the Andhra papers, the first positive coverage for the Congress party since the division of that state. She has also been travelling extensively in all the states where farmers have been affected by unseasonal rains. So Mrs. Gandhi has been super active in this period, and which has naturally led all the leaders, and this is not just the old guard, but even many of the younger leaders have gone to Mrs. Gandhi and told her that you should remain president for a while at least. Don't rock the boat now. We need to again, take this forward. So that is also a major reason. There is a fear that if Rahul Gandhi were to be imposed as president right now or in the next few months, till he has himself proved that he is worthy of that chair, there could even be a split in the party, which may or may not help those who leave, but it would certainly weaken the organization that exists. So now, of course, they have a kind of launch pad for him on Sunday when he will address this farmers' rally on the issue of the land bill. Your correspondent mentioned the meetings that will be held in the run-up to that rally. The land bill is something that is actually very dear to Rahul Gandhi's heart, because the original 2013 Act, he played a significant role in the creation of that Act.
Right.
And then there's the Ambedkar year that the Congress is celebrating, and we are told that Rahul is going to play some role in that.
Yes,
but Rahul Gandhi will have to do more than this.
That's my question. Is this enough? The land acquisition bill is one pet subject, as you just said. Also, there were rumors that Dalits would be a major focus area for the Congress party and for its president, for its vice president, who's just come back. But what else from here? Rahul Gandhi's participation in, for example, Parliament. I mean, he's missed the first half of the budget session. The second half is set to start next week. So, can we see, or do you expect to see a more aggressive Rahul in Parliament as well?
I can't say what I can expect, but it is becoming increasingly clear. If one just heard Digvijay Singh last night, he was giving an interview, and Digvijay Singh is supposed to be one of his close advisors. Somebody asked him, what do you expect Rahul to do? He said Rahul must be more visible, he must be heard more, he must travel more. So if Rahul Gandhi goes by that kind of advice, he should play a very proactive role in the second half of the budget session, and thereafter he needs to travel and engage directly with the people of this country. Another thing that Digvijay Singh said is people don't know what Rahul Gandhi stands for. He must himself make that direct contact, and to that I would add, the problem seems to be that those who are extremely close to Rahul Gandhi in his sort of inner circle, as it were, they are all focused on the organization, on democratizing the organization, and on managerial issues. The problem today is not of the management of the Congress. It is about the image of the Congress. What does it stand for? Does it have a leader who can take on Prime Minister Narendra Modi? And that is something that Rahul Gandhi, we don't know, maybe this 56 days of introspection, wherever it was, whether he will bring some new ideas to the table. But one thing is for sure, it cannot be just reorganization of the party, democratization. I mean, the generational shift must take place, but already there is talk that when the AICC functionaries are reshuffled, only half of them will be new, the other half will be the old, because at this moment the party is in such a state of ferment. To make a clean sweep might result in something that the party would not be able to deal with.
Right. All right, we leave it over there, Smita. Thank you very much for coming in, and we'll have to wait and watch whether it's Rahul 2.0 we see or whether it's the same old Rahul Gandhi. But thank you very much for coming in and helping us understand the Congress's problems for now a little better. Moving on now, compounding the problems of the BJP on the other side of the land bill, its sister organization, the Swadeshi Jagran Manch, has planned an agitation against the bill. The protest will be held on the 5th of May at Jantar Mantar in the national capital. But the BJP has reiterated that no amount of protests and opposition will affect its decision on the changes in the land acquisition bill. The Swadeshi Jagran Manch is the frontal organization of the RSS, but despite a confident government saying no amount of opposition can change its stand, sources say that several organizations under the RSS feel that there's not been enough debate on the issue of the land bill. The Congress, of course, is planning to hold its protest rally in Delhi on the 19th of April.
अगर उनको ये लगता है कि वो ये रैली करके किसानों के हक के बहुत बड़े अलमबरदार और बहुत बड़े हितैषी बन करके उभरेंगे, तो ये उनकी गलतफहमी है। उनका ये सारा के सारा एक्शन किसानों के खिलाफ है, किसानों के विकास के खिलाफ है, किसानों के हितों के खिलाफ है। जहाँ तक सवाल है कानून का, कानून के बारे में हम पूरी तरह से उन पर चर्चा करने को तैयार हैं। पार्लियामेंट में आप चर्चा करिए, आपको लगता है कोई अमेंडमेंट लाना है, आप अमेंडमेंट लाइए।
Now, a day after Canada agreed to supply uranium to India, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called for harnessing clean energy to combat climate change. He also pitched for his mission Skill India during his address to the Indian diaspora in Toronto. A crowd of around 10,000 cheered when the Prime Minister announced that Canadians visiting India will get a 10-year visa.
It was a repeat of the Madison Square Garden atmosphere at Toronto's Ricoh Coliseum. Around 10,000 Indians gathered at this ice hockey stadium to give a rousing reception to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. What made this event different was that for the first time for such a diaspora gathering, Modi was accompanied on stage by the head of the government of the nation he was visiting, in this case, Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper.
We want to trade more with India, to invest more in India, to work more with India, to strengthen international security, to make it easier for people to travel between Canada and India. And of course, Prime Minister, we're delighted to learn today that Canadians will now find it easier to travel to India with your government's decision to issue visas on arrival.
Addressing the crowd in Hindi, Modi stressed on skill development for Indians, vowing to make it a major plank for his Make in India initiative.
हम अभी से इस बात पर ध्यान केंद्रित कर रहे हैं और उसमें हमारी प्राथमिकता है स्किल डेवलपमेंट। हमारा मिशन है स्किल इंडिया। पहले भारत की पहचान थी स्कैम इंडिया। हम बनाना चाहते हैं स्किल इंडिया।
The Prime Minister also pitched strongly for cleaner energy a day after he struck a civil nuclear deal with his Canadian counterpart. Being one of the highest carbon emitters, India could play a major role when world leaders will meet in Paris to work out a climate deal next year.
पूरी दुनिया ग्लोबल वार्मिंग के कारण परेशान है, क्लाइमेट चेंज की चर्चा है। एयर कंडीशन कमरों में सर्वाधिक एनर्जी का उपयोग करके क्लाइमेट की चर्चा की मीटिंगें हुआ करती है। भारत अगर एनवायरमेंट प्रोटेक्शन में सफल होता है तो दुनिया का 1/6 जिम्मा हम अकेले उठा सकते हैं। और उसमें सबसे बड़ा काम है क्लीन एनर्जी, और उस क्लीन एनर्जी में न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी की ताकत बहुत है।
Modi will also hold a meeting with top Canadian CEOs in Toronto before leaving for Vancouver. Another grand reception by the Indian diaspora awaits him there. Modi will conclude his three-nation tour on Friday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, time for a quick break right now, but coming up on the other side, the centre has asked the Kashmir government to take action against separatist leaders for the anti-India rally over there.
स्वराज संवाद का मकसद, लोग होंगे संवाद में भागीदार।
लोकतंत्र में तंत्र हावी है, लोक दब गया है, वो लोग अपना सर उठा सके, उसके लिए ये यात्रा है, उसके लिए आंदोलन है।
क्या नई पार्टी के गठन से पहले बनेगी विचारधारा और कार्यक्रम? देखिए देश देशांतर स्वराज संवाद आज रात 8:30 बजे।
Welcome back. You're watching the news at 6. And now the centre has asked the Jammu and Kashmir government to take strict action against separatist leaders who participated in an anti-national rally in Kashmir on Wednesday. Separatist leaders had raised anti-India slogans in the rally, although Chief Minister Saeed has said that the law will take its own course. Home Minister Rajnath Singh called up Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mufti Mohammad Saeed last night, making it clear that the issue of national security cannot be compromised and the state government should take immediate and strict action against those who were part of the rally. The procession had gathered to welcome separatist leader Said Ali Shah Gilani, who returned to the valley after spending the winter in Delhi. Gilani was received by his Hurriyat colleague Masarat Alam. Many of Gilani's supporters raised pro-Pakistan slogans and raised Pakistani flags during the rally. Police registered a case against Gilani and Masarat on Wednesday night.
हमारी जम्मू कश्मीर के मुख्यमंत्री जी से बात हुई और उनसे मैंने इस संबंध में प्रभावी कदम उठाने के लिए कहा है, प्रभावी कार्रवाई करने के लिए मैंने उनसे अनुरोध किया है।
For all the other national news and updates, this is Nationwide. India successfully test-fired nuclear-capable Agni-3 missile today. The ballistic missile was launched from the Vida Island base in Odisha. Agni-3 is a surface-to-surface missile with a range of over 3,000 kilometers. It's also capable of carrying warheads up to 1.5 tons. The missile has a two-stage solid propellant system and can re-enter the atmosphere at a very high velocity. A church in Agra was allegedly vandalized by miscreants on Wednesday night. Unidentified people damaged 4 statues of Mother Mary and ransacked the church. An FIR has been registered against unknown people. The incident has triggered an outrage among the local Christian community in the area. Gujarat-based spiritual preacher Murari Bapu has created a furor with his suggestions to curb rapes and crimes against women. Murari Bapu said that attending satsang can help bring down cases of rape and other crimes against women. He said that at such gatherings help attain wisdom. On to some international news now, and giving into pressure from Republicans and party men, US President Barack Obama struck a compromise with Congress, allowing to review the Iran nuclear agreement. Now, the decision has upset Iran, coming as it does in the middle of the final stages of the negotiations that are quite delicately poised.
Inches away from completion, the Iran nuclear vote has hit a roadblock. Under pressure from both Republicans and some Democrats, the Obama administration has allowed the US Congress oversight of the deal. Many call the concession a setback for US President Barack Obama. But US Secretary of State John Kerry expressed confidence that the deal with Iran will go without hitch, despite the presence of opposing views within Congress on the framework deal.
Looming large is the challenge of finishing the negotiation with Iran over the course of the next 2.5 months. There was a compromise reached in Washington regarding congressional input. We are confident about our ability for the President to negotiate an agreement and to do so with the ability to make the world safer.
Congress stays involved if an agreement is reached. And if one is not disapproved, Congress stays involved. And every 90 days, the administration has to certify that in every way, Iran is in compliance.
Iranian President Hassan Rouhani, however, dismissed the compromise, reminding global powers that they are negotiating not just with the United States, but 6 different nations. Iran also emphasized that it will sign a final agreement only in exchange for sanctions relief.
به نام 5 به اضافه 1 بداند دنیا 5 به اضافه 1 بداند مجلس نمایندگان آمریکا و سنا رئیس جمهور آمریکا دولت آمریکا همه بدانند در این توافق اگر پایان تحریم نباشد توافقی نخواهد بود.
The deal is high on global agenda. At the just concluded G7 summit in Germany, the European Union foreign policy chief said it will be in the interest of everyone in the region and the world. G7 ministers also urged Tehran to cooperate with the UN nuclear watchdog IAEA.
Not only the US leadership that is very much committed, but also the US Congress will understand that this agreement is an agreement in the interest of the security of everybody in the region and worldwide, also because it can set the precedent for good non-proliferation agreements and deals also in other parts of the world.
Nuclear talks between Iran and world powers will resume on 21st of April. Iran and P5+1 nations are aiming to reach a final accord by June end. Bureau Report, Rajya TV.
Well, time for all the sporting action in Sports Beat now. Indian shuttler Saina Nehwal is back at the top spot in the international badminton rankings. Nehwal regained the number 1 position after China's Li Shurai dropped to 3rd. Meanwhile, PV Sindhu dropped out of the top 10 and was placed 12th this week after slipping 3 spots. In the men's ranking, K. Srikanth retained the 4th spot. The Pakistan Cricket Board will plead Salman Butt's case with the International Cricket Council. PCB chairman said Butt has shown intent to meet all the requirements in accordance to ICC protocol on rehabilitation of corrupt players. Butt is serving a 5-year ban for spot fixing during Pakistan's tour to England in 2010. Barcelona scored a resounding victory over Paris Saint-Germain in Wednesday's quarter-final first leg of the UEFA Champions League. The scoreline read 3-1 at the end of the game. It was a big step towards the Champions League semi-final. Neymar scored a slick opener in the 18th minute. Luis Suarez added 2 brilliant strikes in the second half to seal matters. In the other game of the Champions League, Porto punished a sloppy Bayern Munich 3-1 at home. Ricardo Quaresma's 2 early goals and second-half strike from Jackson Martinez helped Porto complete a stunning victory. The win places them in the run for the semi-finals. Olympic champion Michael Phelps will not compete at the World Championships. Phelps will, however, compete at next year's Rio Olympic Games. Phelps is banned from competing as part of his punishment handed down by USA Swimming following his drunken driving arrest in September. That's all from us. Goodbye.